What is up, my ninjas? Shinobi here with another Diablo 3 Reaper Souls 2.4 PTR video. And guys, we are having so much fun with the PTR right now. There are just so many combinations of gear that you can do, so many things that I want to try out, so many build ideas that I have. And you guys know I've been more specifically playing the Demon Hunter here in patch 2.4. I said I'm definitely going to be maining that in Season 5 and been having a lot of fun with it so far. I tried out the first day when it came out, the PTR, and Wednesday when it came out I did a 12-hour stream, and I was just going through it like crazy, trying out the new Shadow Mantle set, giving those really high damage impales that you can do, and all kinds of crazy madness that you can do. And I'm going to talk about that set in a later on video and talk about the set dungeons and things like that. But in this video, we're going to be talking about a gear combination that I've been using since the PTR went up, and it's something that's really, really powerful. A lot of people are using it on the PTR now too, and you know, if you guys haven't been playing on the PTR, you haven't had time for it, so I decided I'd make this video for you to let you guys know what the build setup is and everything. I've been getting a lot of questions on stream to talk about the build and explain things, so that way I can just link this video for those people. And but definitely, guys, you got to get in there and try it out, man. PTR has been a blast, having a lot of fun with it. Haven't really had any lag issues or having like crashes and things like that, but yeah, you're watching right now a tier 75, and this build has way higher capabilities to push even higher. You know, we're just hitting the tip of the iceberg with the possibilities that you can do, and numbers are crazy. You're doing massive damage, and with many builds out there. The Legacy and Nightmare build's been doing crazy, but this stuff right here is going pretty crazy, and you can see just kind of how you're shooting out those chakrams, doing tons of damage, melting things very quickly. These monsters have a lot of health, and they're going down very fast. And you know, like I said, it's the tip of the iceberg. You're pushing the character. I'm gonna be pushing this character even more, trying out different combinations. You know, min-maxing the gear and all that. You know, we're still, you know, so early into the PTR, so there still is so many options that you can do out there. But I want to show you a little demonstration of what this looks like here, and just how quickly you can take down things with massive health with something like this. And that's why I want to show you this gameplay. But let's go ahead and get into the build and everything. I can explain everything for you so you know what to do yourself if you want to try this out on the PTR, and show you a few of the new items that we got as well. And let's go ahead and get into it. Alright guys, so here we are in town, and here's my Demon Hunter right now. You see 108 million toughness, 1.5 million damage. Obviously that's going to go up with getting more min-max gear, optimizing that gear and everything like that. Let's go ahead and talk about exactly what the whole build thing is and how, you know, kind of came across all this stuff. You know, when the PTR first came out, I thought, you know, there's so many different combinations of things that you can do, and we have the new Shadow Mantle set right here. So the two-piece, well equipped with a melee weapon, all damage is increased by 1,000%. All damage is very important, and we'll get more into that in a little bit. And so then you have the 4-piece, which is going to be Shadow Power. It's going to last forever, and you get the effects of all the runes, which is awesome. And then you have the 6-piece, which Impale deals a crap ton of damage, but we're not going to use that here because that's more of a single target type thing. Yes, you can get some really big numbers with the Impale, but like I said, I'll talk about the Shadow Mantle set in another video. For now, we're talking about this. So I thought, you know, had a little rework here to the Marauders, and you know, your sentries deal 200% increased damage and cast elemental arrow and chakram and all this kind of stuff as you do. The 6-piece though gives you like a 400% damage increase, but I was like, wait a second, the 2-piece here says all damage is increased by 1,000%. So I'm like, what if you put those together? You know, do 2 4-pieces and try that out. And you know, like I said, I was a few hours into the PTR as soon as the PTR went up, and I was going ham like this, and then I started looking at the leaderboard, and lots of other people are doing it as well. And I'm like, wow, maybe this is something. Maybe we got something going on here. So essentially, what it is you're doing a massive amount of damage with your sentries, and they're casting as you do, and just massive damage. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So I said 4-piece of the Shadow's Mantle and 4-piece of the Marauder set here. The Marauder set did get a buff. However, this is essentially like Marauders, but it's like better, just pretty much better. But I haven't really messed around with Marauders too much, a 6-piece, but this I feel like is just way stronger, you know, pushing high tiers, and you know, we're just kind of still learning and getting more up there. So yeah, that's all that right there. And then using a Hellfire Amulet, didn't really get the right rolls on this. I'm going to get a better one, but this is a decent Hellfire Amulet. Using the Wraps of Clarity, an item that we've had in the past here. So Hatred Generators reduce your damage taken by 35% for 5 seconds. And you may say, you don't have any generators, what the heck? So I do have a generator, and it's Chakram right here. You can see that I'm getting the effect right now. So yeah, we do have it, but I'm going to explain a little bit more about that as we go on here. Using Focus and Restraint, the gems we're using are Bane of the Trapped, Zaystone of Vengeance, and Bane of the Stricken. So that's pretty much what we're using here. The gems, just Emerald Gems, putting a life gem in the helm. You don't really need cooldown that much, so having the life gem is going to give you a little bit more survivability. You're going to take a lot of damage because you're getting these high greater rifts, right? So you want to have more health to be able to heal back up and all that kind of stuff. The offhand, we're using an item that we've seen in the past, Abominator's Rucksack, but it got a little bit of a buff here. Well, a little bit is an understatement. The sentry damage now is getting a huge buff there. It can go up to 100%, and I got 98% on this one right here. So more sentries doing massive damage. Pretty awesome. So on the gear here, getting Chakram damage right here, and getting Sentry damage here, and getting Sentry damage here. And yep, there you go. And then your Sentry damage over there. Now we're using a new item here, which is Sword of Ill Will. This is a pretty decent roll. Not amazing, but pretty decent. I know you're going to see a buff on here, Kel'Thuzon's Despair. I'm going to make a separate video explaining all this, how to do it and everything like that. But it is a new cube recipe that you can do this stuff on. I did explain it in my D3 recap video for BlizzCon, but I'll explain it probably in a separate video as well, so I don't want this video to be too long. But yeah, this item is awesome. Chakram deals 1.1% increased damage for every point of hatred you have. Now this goes up to 1.4 actually, so I could get a much better one. So, you know, like I said, we're just going to get better and better here. And I actually have 175 hatred. That's quite a bit of hatred right there, and we're able to achieve that through multiple ways, like Blood Vengeance, which increases that. So that's like pretty much a 25% damage increase right there, which is huge. Then we're actually using this maximum hatred here. We're using this, so yeah. There's another 25+% damage increase as well, and all this stuff is going to get multiplied and everything from all these other things we have, so you're going to do massive damage. But yeah, so this is a one-hand sword, so it's a melee weapon, so it does work for this. And they came out with a new sword, 2 new daggers, and a few other things for you to go through. And like I said, we'll probably cover more of these items in the future here. Keep in mind, guys, this is PTR, and things are subject to change. This is all in testing and everything, so these things, you know, could change over time. So it is important to remember. We're also using a new item here, which is Zoe's Secret, and you take 6.9% less damage for every companion that you have, so it works really well with the Marauders. This goes up to 7%. So it's quite nice for sure. But that's pretty much all the gear there, and all of that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the cube, and then we'll take a look at the skills and everything. So in the cube, we are using Spines of Seething Hatred. Chakram, this is a quiver. Chakram now generates 4 hatred. So we got a generator now. So that's how we're able to proc that there. And you pretty much are just at full hatred all the time. So you're always getting the max benefit out of this. Well, almost the max, because sometimes you're going to use your right click, but we'll get more into that in a little bit. And then the next item here, this item was actually revamped, which is really awesome. Now, well above 75% primary resource, which we are because we don't really use resource that much. All damage taken is reduced by 50%. So everything's just synergizing so well with each other in this, and it's pretty awesome. And then you got Ring of Royal Grandeur to kind of tie everything together. Now, there are some variations that you can do to this build that other people have been testing, and I will definitely test when I find the right optimal items. I want to find good rolled items. There are other items that are really good, and maybe I'll talk about those in the future as well. And maybe this build, you know, might be, you know, the second best build overall or third best build overall. There's tons of time in the PTR, tons of different builds to do. So, you know, this is just an option. So have fun with it, test it out yourself, tell me what you come up with, and all that. Now going into the skills here, using Chakram Razor Disc, where you are going physical. This Razor Disc is really nice. You're going to get a big damage increase with it. I was testing testing the other chakrams as well, but this one seems to just be really, really good. Like on the first day, I was really messing with the fire one, and it was pretty good. Like I was doing like tier 71, tier 72 area, but then when I switched it to the Razor Disc, I was actually clearing much, much easier. So very, very awesome to do here. You're just going to target the monster with it, and then everything's going to spin around, and it's just everything's going to do lots of damage. You do that initial damage, and it spins around doing lots of damage. It's really good. Then we have Impale. Now, you can kind of go with whatever one you want here. This is only going to proc your focus and restraint. So, you know, because you need that extra proc there. So, you know, I've been trying a few different ones. You can go like Chemical Burn, or you can go with maybe a knockback or something, or critical hits, deal extra damage. You do a little bit more damage from it. You don't really care about the damage from it, though. Ricochet is kind of nice, too. I do like that because he splits off and does damage to other stuff. This one's kind of the same thing as well. But yeah, you got a couple different options there. Shadow Power. Now, it doesn't matter which one you select here, remember, because you get all the runes. So it doesn't really matter which one you select. However, it does matter which one you select for one reason. The fact that you can see my character right now has green wings all the time. This is something I get asked a lot in my stream, and it's like, how did you get those green wings? Well, you get it from your Shadow Power. But the cool thing is not only do we have an awesome build in patch 2.4, but we also have 6 options for different wings that we can have all the time. So you can switch it to Shadow right here, and you can take a look. There you go, you got a nice little purple one here, or you can switch it up and go to Well of Darkness, and boom, now we got like a dark blue, you know, we got, then you can switch it up again to go Blood Moon. Take a guess what color this is going to be. Red, there you go, pretty awesome. And then you got Nightbane, there you go, boom, that looks pretty sweet. And you have no rune as well. I don't know if this affects anything, but this does give you, I think, a different type of red here. So yeah, you can. I like the gloom because it's green and it kind of stands out and stuff. So it's pretty cool that you can actually do that. So we're also going to use Volt Tumble because we just want to get that reduced cost there, so we can kind of bebop around when we need to for some survivability, get out of like Arcane or Frozen or something. You will be surprised how much you do actually use Vault, so it is pretty important. Sentry, Polar Station, very important as well, because you're going to get those slows there, and that's going to help you with staying at range, so you can use your Bane of the Trapped from range, and you can get benefits from all of your gems at the same time, so pretty awesome. And then Companion, pick whatever Companion you want, but yeah, you're going to get all those bonuses that you get from the Companion. Custom Engineering, you get an extra Sentry down. It's pretty good. It's a very solid thing to go with. Cold the Weak, because you're slowing stuff, so you get 20% damage increase. This is a 25% plus increase of damage as well. And then, yeah, and then you gain Discipline by picking up Health Globes, which is nice because that means you can use Vault more often if you need to. It's pretty much the only thing you're going to lose Discipline with. Then using Awareness for survivability, because you are going to run into some monster types that are going to Winged Assassins, things like that jump on top of you, do massive damage to you. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole build there. I'll go over the Paragon. So like I said, Maximum Hatred is important. This is more important than getting your dex up. So get that Maximum Hatred, get that movement speed, then the dex. Over here I got everything because I'm higher Paragon, but normal stuff, normal stuff here. So, crit damage, crit chance, attack speed are your primary ones. Cooldown's kind of nice to have. Then, you have your resist all, your life percent armor, kind of in that order. Life regen helps as well. Then you have your area damage, which is useful. Resource reduced cost doesn't really matter too much, but, it's nice to have regardless. Life on hit, that does help because you're going to get that's a lot of ways you're going to get your health back up. And Gold Fine, you don't really care for that. So that's pretty much the whole build, guys. Having a lot of fun with it. There are so many new items in this here. Go over my stash here. Just like so many new items. Like this new item, which is pretty awesome. We have the whole Traveler's Pledge combo, which is something you can do with this, and you can get the Convention of Elements in there, and you can kind of switch it up and try different ways of building all this stuff. And then you have the really powerful Legacy of Nightmare, which I want to make a build for Demon Hunter for that. I have an idea that I want to do, so watch for a later video. Subscribe for that. Check out my live stream, guys. I'm going to be doing a big giveaway tomorrow on my stream. stream at around 1 p.m. EST, so make sure you're there. It's just a big event celebrating 2.4 and you know, giving back to the community and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, tons of new items. They got a rework the Dead Man's Legacy. You get that multi-shot damage up there like crazy, as you can see down there. Lots of stuff. Here's a dagger here, so this is for your Impale, but we'll talk about this more in the future. But I just want to make this video for just about this stuff right here. Yeah, but go crazy with it, guys. You can see, once again, you know, Greater Rift 75, you know, and pushing up there, and a lot of people are using the same stuff too, which is really cool. It's a pretty awesome spec, and I hope you guys like it. Hope you did learn some stuff in this video and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and edit this video. I just streamed a crap ton the past couple days. I'm going to get something to eat and get some sleep, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in the stream for the epic giveaway and more 2.4 testing. Looking forward to it. Going to do other classes and everything too. Lots of stuff to do, lots of time to do it as well. So looking forward to it, and love to have you guys over at my stream. Link down below, twitch.tv/Shinobi Live, and that is it. So until then, or until next video, my name is Shinobi, and thanks for watching.